Well, hello Internet! In this video, I'm going to show you how to make falafels. I'm going to show you how to make homemade pita bread. I'm going to show you how to make hummus and a yogurt sauce. If you can dump stuff in a pot and press a button, you can cook. And the only other thing you're going to need is a knife and a gun. By following this video, you're going to get a lot of practice in just following a basic recipe. You're also going to be baking, you're going to be frying, and a whole lot more. We're going to start off with two 15-ounce cans of chickpeas, or garbanzo beans, whatever you want to call them. Just get a regular old teaspoon and just get a big giant helping of garlic. 4 tablespoons of sesame seeds. 3 teaspoons of cumin, and hopefully your spoon will fit in here, but mine doesn't, so I'm just going to have to dump it. Then you're going to get 2/3 cups of parsley. Now we're throwing this in a food processor, so it doesn't really matter if it's chopped up perfectly or not. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. It doesn't have to be sea salt. It can be whatever salt you want. And a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And it can also just be regular black pepper. It doesn't have to be sea black pepper. Then you're going to get 1 whole onion. Chop the ends off, chop this end off, and then wrestle with the skins. Chop the onion in half, put it on a flat surface, and then just cut it up again. We're using a food processor, so it doesn't matter if it's all chopped up. And it helps if you have a gigantic vat of flour, white flour. You're going to want 6 of these also in here, so that's 2. Don't tell anybody I'm hoarding flour.
That's your quarantine flour.
Yes. And if you're having any trouble getting it blending, just pour in a little bit of water. And then wipe down the sides a little bit, which just means pull the food that's blending here from the outside of your food processor. All right, and when it's done, it should look about like this. Not like a paste, but definitely blended up. And you're going to throw it in a bowl because you're going to need to refrigerate it. Now we're going to make whole wheat homemade pita bread. You're going to get 1 1/3 cups of water. Then you're going to add 2.5 teaspoons of active dry yeast. And then you're going to stir it so that everything gets combined. Then add 1 teaspoon of sugar to that same glass. Then in your trusty food processor with your dough hook, you're going to add 1.5 cups of white flour from your hoarding box. And just to act like you're healthy, you're also going to add 1.5 cups of whole wheat flour. Then add in 1.5 teaspoons of salt. You're going to start blending it, and then as it blends, you're going to dump in your water until it combines right on its own. And then we're going to take our dough and we're going to tuck it away for 1 hour under a warm cloth. Now it's time to make hummus. I'm going to use 1 can of chickpeas drained and another can where the chickpeas are not drained. I would have showed you pouring that in, but I did it and messed up and had to refilm it. Then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, 4 tablespoons of sesame seeds, 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, a big teaspoon of basil, and 1/2 cup of sun-dried tomatoes, and blend. And after tasting, you know, whenever they say add salt and pepper to taste, well, this is a point in which we add salt to taste, and I'm going to add in a teaspoon. Perfect. Now to make it extra fancy, just get some smoked paprika and just drizzle that over the top of it. And then get some chili powder. And then get some sesame seeds, and it looks very fancy. Now for our sauce, I'm going to get 1 cup of yogurt. I use vegan coconut yogurt, but any yogurt will be fine. You know when they say juice of 1 lemon, that's 1 tablespoon. So throw that in. 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. 3 cloves of garlic, or what I do is I just eyeball it, and it looks about like that. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Then I'm going to chop up really well 2 tablespoons of fresh mint and fresh parsley. Dump it in there. and then stir it up. That's good. All right, it's been an hour, so you're gonna go and grab about a golf ball size of your dough, plop it down, and basically shape it so that it looks like a circle on top of some flour. You're gonna want flour on this because we're going to be baking it for 5 minutes at 500 degrees, and the excess flour is going to keep it from sticking. And now it's time for us to use our gun. And the gun is for the oil. So I just threw vegetable oil in a pan. I'm going to wait till it gets to 350 degrees. Then I'm going to start making little falafel balls and throw them in. All right, we're going to get some flour in our hands. We're going to go get our little falafel balls here. And I tested with the gun. It comes out to about 350 degrees. And we're just going to drop these in here. And they're going to cook for about 2 minutes per side. And the bread's done, and it's puffy. That means it's pita bread. That means there's a hole in the middle. All right, so here's our pita bread, little pocket. We're gonna go get some hummus. Put that inside of there. And then we're gonna go and get our falafel balls. They're sort of balls. Cut those in half. Jam those inside of there also. Like so. Then you can get some lettuce, or maybe we'll get some carrots, throw that in there. Get a tomato, jam that in there. Get a little bit of onion, throw that on there. And then go and get our sauce, our yogurt sauce that I just dropped over my hands, and dump that on top. And then you take a bite. That tastes good.